These are 5 brand new RYOBI tools that even the haters would love. Let's go. Number 5 may surprise you. First on the list, this one surprised me. I did not see this coming. This is RYOBI's brand spanking new. It will be coming out August 2024, the Brushless Trim Router. This is their first brushless trim router that I'm aware of. The previous version, which I have here, there's actually 2 previous versions. The original version, it had a really big shoulder on it. I wasn't really a fan of that at all. It was just kind of top heavy and kind of awkward. They revised that with the brushed version here, as you see. It's quite a bit different than the new version, other than just what was inside. It worked well. I was a fan of this tool actually, but a brushless version is even better. You're gonna get more power and more battery life out of a brushed motor, so that's good. And they refine this quite a bit. It's more than meets the eye here. Let me show you. First and foremost, that branding that's on the side is gone, which I'm pleased with. We do get a better base on this router, which is very welcome. Check this out. The older, when I say older version, I mean the one previous to this one, not the very old one. The older version has a plastic casing and all. This has a cast base. I really like that. It's much more robust, and it doesn't add a ton to the weight. It's a little more weighty, but not by a lot. You can barely tell the difference. But I do like that it is quite a bit better made, honestly. And you get this grip here that's a soft rubber grip. It's really nice. And the way this adjusts is very similar to the old style, but this clip seems to be improved quite a bit. And then the color just contrasts better, in my opinion, the black versus the gray. It just looks better overall. Now we do get 2 LEDs on the bottom just to help you see, which is always great on these trim routers. It does come with an edge guide, which is awesome. I love that they included that with this model. All you do is screw these into the base, and then you slide on that edge guide and position it anywhere you want. So if you're cutting grooves or dados or anything like that, this is going to give you a really good, accurate way to do that with that edge guide. I love having edge guides with all of my routers, so this is a welcome bonus. First power on this brand new RYOBI router. Soft start, and it stops fast. I like that. Doing my first round over with this, which is typically what these trim routers are for, edge profiles, chamfers, roundovers, things like that. This is where these routers really shine. And if you don't have one, this is a good option for you because it does include that edge guide and you can do that trim router operation. It's just a good overall upgrade from RYOBI, and I'm glad to see this come about. I do like that they beefed it up a little bit with that more robust casing. Now this will run on the 18-volt platform. Doesn't matter what 18-volt batteries you have, but it does do better with those high-performance batteries. And RYOBI is coming out with a tabless technology battery that'll be out soon. As far as the controls go on this, it's very similar to the older version. You get the flip switch, but you also get the fine-tune adjustment. I actually like this style of adjustment. It's very similar to the Milwaukee, which is kind of known that TTI owns both Milwaukee as well as Rigid and RYOBI. So all of them adjust the same or similar, and I do like that style just because it's so easy to fine-tune things, and then when you lock it in place, it stays. Now, there are some like the Milwaukee that when I got them, I had to tighten that nut down right there just to give this a little bit more snug so it grabs it a little tighter so it doesn't move. But once you do that one time, it'll be ready to roll. If you have that issue with this RYOBI, which I'm not saying you will, but if you do notice it slipping during operation, you can tighten that up just maybe a quarter turn. It'll be good to go. This router is also variable speed. You get 15,000 to 30,000 RPMs depending on what setting you get, from 1 all the way up to 6. You also get this dust port adapter if you wanted to hook up a dust hose to it, and that will actually, you take the base off and it will snap in right there. You loosen up these 4 bolts, move this base off, this will pop out, and you can pop this one in. This router was sent to me by RYOBI for review, but no money changed hands, and I don't keep these. If you want to check out this router or any other tool you see in this video, there'll be links in the description and the pinned comments, as well as you can click that View Products button. As soon as these are available, they'll be linked right there and in the comments. At the time of filming, this is July 27, 2024, and this is set to release sometime in August 2024. So depending on when you're watching this video is when this will be available. Now, speaking of these batteries real quick, before we move on to number 2, if you don't have any of these high performance batteries or even the tabless batteries when they're available, you will see a significant difference in the power and battery life of your RYOBI tools if you upgraded to those, if you haven't done so already. So it may be worth checking out if you've been lacking in power and battery life. Number 2 on the list, this one surprised me. I did not expect this from RYOBI at all. You may be impressed with this, and you could probably use this in your shop and around your house. Check this out. This is RYOBI's brand new Tri-Power Tripod LED light. Now, why would you need a light in the shop? Well, sometimes you just need extra light, especially if you don't have proper shop lighting or it's just dim or dark. something like this may come in handy. But the reason I like this to have around the house, for one, is when the lights go out. Every winter we'll get an ice storm of some sort and our power goes out for sometimes days. Having a battery powered light source is nice to have. But the reason they call this tri-power is because of this right here. And they've been doing this a lot more here lately, and I like to see that. You can use either 18 volt, there's 60 volt, or you can just plug it in with an extension cord and have power without having to have batteries. So this is really good for shop settings. If you just need that extra light, you don't want to top any of your batteries, you can just plug it in. So that's really good option too. Now, what's really cool about this is this piece on top. Now this light has tons of adjustments on it. You can tilt this all the way over past 90 degrees, and each of these little light wings also adjust. And as far as the light goes, there's 4 brightness modes. You get a single panel, which is just this one at 800 lumens, either low at 1300, medium 2300, or high, which is all 4 of those shining as bright as they can for 3800 lumens. This will really light up your shop or work area. This light will extend up to 7 feet high, so you get up off the floor, up out of your way, and be able to provide that light shining down, or you can shine it up toward the ceiling, especially when the lights are out, hit that ceiling, make the whole room glow. So that's really good. And my favorite feature of this light, besides the triple power options, is this head right here, because you can put so many different things on there, not just this 4-head light that comes with it, but you could also use other lights or fans or radios or speakers. Anything that will set on top of that in that lifestyle area, fans, lights, radios, will plug right into that. You can just set it right down on there and use the battery power or any of the triple option power on there and be able to power those for a long time. Now this does collapse up into a fairly nice space-saving design, so you can stack this pretty much anywhere you want or lay it on a shelf or anything like that. It's going to take up minimal room as far as the tower light goes. And the legs lock down so you can carry it by the handle. Now because they designed that head on the tower light to fit 18 volt batteries, you can run this light off of an 18 volt battery. It probably doesn't come across on camera, but it's pretty bright. It's a pretty bright light if you need a work light, especially one that you can detach and use with batteries, and you have the tower, so it's a really good option for work lights if you're in the market. Will that 40 volt battery power a drill on top of the tower light? We're going to find out, but you got to stay tuned. Number 3 on the list, a real brief overview of a new work light they just come out with, is this little thing. Now, again, 18 volt battery platform, so it uses all your other batteries. It's got the trigger design to turn the lights on from high, medium, low. It does have a nice hook on there to hook it, hang it wherever you want, and a wrist strap and a little carabiner. So you need that. What I like about this light is it's compact, it's bright. So if you're having to get into side cabinets or dark spaces, things like that, or if you work on cars, things like that, this will be a good option for you as well. This will also be a good option just for a temporary workbench light. As I get older, it's harder to see, especially close up. So having something like this I can just set on the workbench and move around is really, really handy. And this head does articulate, so you can move this in pretty much any position you're going to want. And that hook that does hang on things does pivot. Pivot! Out of all 5 tools I'm showing you, this one is the most impressive to me. I love listening to music in the shop. It's just, when you get in the shop and start working, you kind of get in your own zone. It really takes the stress off. It's one of the best therapies you can get. And then when you listen to really good music, especially good sounding music, next level. This thing blew me out of the water on how good it sounds. Now, if you've watched the channel at all, I'm a huge fan of this Festool Top Rock. I have it right back here. It's literally just a job site style radio. It's one of the best sounding job site radios I've ever listened to until now. This RYOBI has such full bass and the highs, mainly because it has a 50-watt subwoofer in here. It also has, I think, 2 15-watt mid-range speakers. So you're getting a full range of the sounds, and it just sounds good. Check this out. That's good. Not only that, you can connect up to 100 other Bluetooth speakers like this from RYOBI. Why you would need 100 speakers, I don't know. If you have a bigger shop, you want to fill the whole shop up with sound, you can use stuff like this. They connect Bluetooth to this, and also they power on and off with this radio, so one control for all. It's really easy to connect your Bluetooth just like you would any other Bluetooth device, and it does have a USB connection, so if you have a media player like an old iPod, I love those things, iPod Classic, probably one of my favorites, you can connect one of those up here, probably use that as well as your media playing device. This thing is robust, y'all. robust. It weighs a decent amount. This does have the RYOBI link system so that you're able to connect this onto toolboxes or wall mounts, things like that. And this is dual power, so you can use your 18-volt batteries or you can plug it in so you don't have to worry about batteries if you're just using this in your garage. I'm telling you, if you crank the volume up on this, your neighbors will hear you bumping in your garage. I'm telling you, it is that good. Overall, as far as controls and stuff, it's really simple. There's very little going on here, which is fine with me because most all your controls, you're gonna be playing your music on your phone, Bluetooth streaming it to this anyway. So that's a positive. It's really simple to set up. Play, pause, volume button, and skip and reverse buttons are all right there. Your Bluetooth link, those two chain links together is where you'll push that to connect one of these up. But other than that, it's just a pretty overall simple design, but absolutely amazing sound. If you have a chance to play with one of these in a Home Depot or something, go check it out. It'll blow you away, the sound quality. Last but absolutely not least, one that probably will surprise you. I bought this myself just a couple of months ago for a reason, and then we'll get into it. Since the spring, I have been buying more and more power tools for outdoors. I bought a chainsaw and a weed eater, RYOBI brand, the 40-volt brand for my outdoor tools. I got tired of pulling on the weed eater that just wouldn't start, so I went with the battery powered. Never been happier. They work amazing. Now, on the back of the house, we have a deck that needs to be cleaned at least once a year. Usually it's about once every 2 years, so I bought this pressure washer. This thing did a really good job taking off all the slime and even the old stain before we put down new stain. It comes with 3 different tips that you can use for various spray patterns. There's 2 powers, a low and a high. It does run off those 40-volt batteries. Inside this lid, you just put the battery on and then lock this back down. This is a water sealed, so water's not gonna get in there or hurt anything. It comes with a hose, a pretty good long hose, as well as your wand. Then you just connect it up to your water hose, and it does have a soap inlet as well. Comes with that hoses too. If you own a home, maintenance of the home, or even you can use this to wash your cars or spray your driveway, clean your decks. It's just a really handy tool to have. As far as pressure goes, it does a gallon per minute at 1200 PSI full blast on the turbo mode. It did a really good job on the deck, like a really good job taking all that slime or old stain, stuff like that off. So cleaning up a deck, something like that, has plenty of power for that, as well as your driveways, sidewalks. Just a good all-around option if you're already in the RYOBI platform, especially the outdoor tools platform. I've bought all my RYOBI outdoor tools. They haven't sent me any of those. I've just been happy with those. They just work well. It's lightweight, portable. It doesn't take up a bunch of space. It's literally just handy as a shirt pocket. So if you're looking for something to help keep maintenance around your house, this might be the way to go. The one caveat I have with this tool is it does run through batteries fairly quick. I have 2 of these 6-amp 40-volt batteries and a 2-amp. If you use it on the turbo mode, it will run through the batteries fairly quickly. But on a single mode, like if you're just doing the driveway or the car, they last a decent amount of time. So the moment you've been waiting for is to find out if a 40-volt battery will power an 18-volt drill. I didn't think of it, but my editor, Chris, say hi, Chris, he asked while editing if it would work, and we had to find out. So let's find out. All right, so we're gonna drop this 40-volt big old beast of a battery on there. We got the drill on top. Why you would ever want to do this, I don't know, but we're dudes and it's cool. We like more power. Let's find out. Nope, it barely comes on. You see the light flash. So is it just the drill or will a router work? And if this doesn't work, if we plug it in with an AC power cable, will that work? We'll find out. Same thing. Will it work with an 18-volt battery before we try plugging it in on AC power? Yes. So if you needed a drill on the end of your tower light or whatever reason, it would work with an 18-volt battery. All right, we got it plugged in on AC power. Will the drill work plugged in with a cord? Same thing. So my assumption is there's some type of circuit protection or overload protection in these tools that prevents it from working. What's interesting though is on AC power plugged in, you can put your work lights on there and they will work. And you can also unplug this, throw on a 60-volt, and your work lights will still work, as well as those speakers. So there's certain, I guess they call them lifestyle products, lights, speakers, fans, things like that will still work no matter which power you choose to use. But your other tools, will not. It's probably a good safety thing, but they will work on the 18-volt. If you like any of these tools, they're linked in the description and the pinned comment, as well as you can click that View Products button right there to shop right here on YouTube. If you like this video, you'll love the last 5 tools from RYOBI that haters just love to have. You got to click that box to watch it. Click in the box, get you the big old virtual fist bump. What do you think about these tools?